The idea of staying sober forever can be intimidating for a lot of people. So today we're going to talk about a mindset shift that can help us just stomach sobriety in a more manageable way. I hope that this mentality will make sobriety feel easier and help you get through it when you're having difficult days. Welcome to the Sober Scoop, where we help people get sober, stay sober, and thrive in an alcohol-free lifestyle. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast if you're enjoying the show. And of course, if you haven't already, feel free to join our sobriety support group on Facebook. The link to join is in the show notes of every episode, and we would love to have you there. It's just a very supportive, welcoming space where you can ask advice, give advice, share your progress. It's a wonderful place, and we all deserve to have community and people who understand us surrounding us. So, without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Welcome to the Sober Scoop. This is a judgment-free zone where we talk about how to get sober and stay sober. You're not alone. I hope you feel seen. Quitting alcohol is the best decision I've ever made. All right, so like I said, the idea of forever in sobriety is intimidating. Fact of the matter, it is. And even for me, I have been sober for 17 months now, and I feel pretty confident in my sobriety, like steady. I don't really struggle with temptations anymore or as much, and sobriety just feels normal. It feels like my normal life. And yeah, like this is my new normal. I'm not adjusting to sobriety anymore. This is just how it is. But even now, I get hung up on thinking about forever. I think, oh my God, I'm going to live the rest of my entire life without ever having a sip of an alcoholic beverage. Like, what if I want to try that espresso martini? What if I feel like having a glass of wine with charcuterie? Am I going to be able to drink when I'm 75 and retired and a grandma? Am I going to be able to drink then? And I don't know. My mind just gets spinning about forever. And not just if I'll be able to make it forever, but I start thinking about drinking in the way future. Because I'm like, is this real? Am I really never going to have a drink again? And that just scares me, I guess. It's a bold statement to say you're never going to do something ever again, right? And that's why so often in the sobriety community, people talk about taking it day by day. And I thought that sounded so cheesy in the beginning. I was like, okay, come on. Seriously. It's like when they say keep your eye on the ball in baseball. It's like, where else are you supposed to look? That always cracked me up. Or they scream, kick it in soccer. No kidding. Don't have a choice, do I? So yeah, when people said take it day by day, I'm like, okay, I'm living, I am taking it day by day. What do you mean? But here's why that mentality really does work. If you focus on just staying sober today, that's a lot easier to process in our minds. Like, if you're hung up on thinking about forever, or even in early sobriety, you're thinking about, I got to stay sober this entire week or this entire month. Maybe you're just doing dry January and you're thinking, oh my gosh, staying sober a full month, that's crazy. That's a really long time. Or yeah, like I said, getting hung up on forever and thinking about when you're 80 and you're a grandma. And you're like, am I going to drink when I'm a grandma? Like, come on. If you're hung up on all that and you find yourself obsessing over forever and being intimidated and scared about forever, just think about today. Your one job is to stay sober today. Not tomorrow, not even the next day, literally just today. So if you're in a situation that's pressuring you, we got Thanksgiving coming up if you're listening to this in real time, and there's going to be alcohol present. People are going to be sipping on wine, cheersing their cocktails at Friendsgiving. You might be the only one not drinking at these holiday functions coming up. There's going to be situations where you feel pressured. And you're like, gosh, dang it. Is this something I'm really going to do forever? Am I going to miss out on these types of situations forever? First of all, you're not missing out, but that's another story. But no, don't think about that. Don't think about the next 5 Friendsgivings. Don't think about forever and in 10 years and in 5 years and in 50 years. Literally just get through that one Friendsgiving, that one family Thanksgiving celebration, that one holiday party. Just make it through that. Your one job is to not drink today. I'm not gonna actually do this, but I thought about getting a tattoo for my sobriety, making it permanent, and I'm not going to anymore. But the word that I thought about getting was today. That word, today. Because truly, sobriety seems so hard. It's so huge. It's this big, major decision. You have to deal with tons of cravings and temptations and social pressures, and it's a lot. Sobriety is a big life adjustment. But if you break it down to literally just today, it's so much more manageable. And that makes me feel like I could do it forever, because each day you're just making it through today. You make it through, you go to sleep, you wake up, and then you're just making it through that day. And just wrapping your mind around the idea of literally just today. Stay sober for one day. That is your one job. That's so much easier to grasp and to be successful at. And let me tell you, when you stay sober and you go to sleep and you wake up in the morning, you're always so grateful that you stayed sober. And you're so proud of yourself. And that temptation that you might have been feeling last night at the Friendsgiving party is going to be gone. And then your one job is to just make it through that day. It's a really beautiful mindset. And I'm kind of obsessing a little bit over the holidays and all the people that I'm going to see and kind of these fun drinking things that happen at the holidays. If you're nervous about the holidays, I made a whole episode about getting through the holidays sober. So in preparation for the holidays, feel free to go listen to that episode. But I'm finding myself thinking about alcohol a little bit more than usual with the holidays around the corner. And I'm not going to think about, or I'm going to try not to think about all those parties, all the events, all the different opportunities to drink, all the people I'm going to see. I'm just thinking about today. So just literally stay sober today, and then when the next day comes, you can worry about that. But your one job is to stay sober today, every day. And that makes forever seem less intimidating because you're not doing it forever. You don't even have to commit to forever. I think that's why so many people struggle to actually say that they are sober. I think that's why so many people feel comfort in the words, I'm trying to get sober. I'm trying to cut back. I'm working on moderating, drinking less. It's less committal because that forever commitment seems hard. And you also don't want to break your promise to people by saying I'm going to stay sober forever and then you fail. I get it. I get why we don't say those 100% I'm sober phrases. Those are big words. But instead, we're just committing to not drinking today. And I think this mentality actually goes for a lot of things in life. I think about fitness, for example. I was so nervous to say that I'm going to lose weight or build muscle or become a gym girl or get into Pilates. Because what if I don't? What if I don't want to? What if I try it and it doesn't stick? And also, I would get obsessed with these long-term results. I want to look a certain way by this date. And I swear it was like if I didn't have abs popping after an ab workout, I would be like, well, that didn't work. Forget it. I was only thinking about where I wanted to be eventually, and I couldn't even wrap my head around just today. Like, literally just going to the gym today. You might not do it every day. You might only be able to go once a week in the beginning. You might go twice a month in the beginning. But you made it to the gym today, and that's all that matters. Like, you have to start somewhere. One of the things I said in the beginning of my sobriety journey was one day has to be someday. I was thinking about, gosh, I want to get sober eventually. I knew that I had to do it eventually. I knew that it would be a part of my life, but I almost never wanted that day to come. And then the day that I woke up and got sober, I just said to myself, one day has to be someday. So why not today? And I think the same thing goes for fitness. Like, you talk about, oh, I want to lose weight. Oh, I want to build some muscle. I want to get toned arms. I want to build a booty, whatever your goals are. One day I want to be fit. That one day has to be someday. So why not let it be today? Hit the gym today. Start today. Why not? You're not going to be perfect today, but you may as well make a little progress. You don't know what next week is going to look like. You don't know what next month is going to look like. You don't know if you're going to commit to it. You don't know if you're going to see the results, but you almost have to be okay with that. And you just have to say, my only priority is just getting to the gym today, moving my body today, taking a walk around the block today, wherever your starting point is, just commit to doing it today. Or if you get McDonald's every day on your way home from work, maybe just today, stop at Trader Joe's and pick up a little to-go salad thing instead. And just say, today I'm just going to get a salad. I'm not saying I'm breaking my routine forever and I can't get McDonald's tomorrow, but I could get a salad today. There's also this famous quote, which I'm going to butcher it, but it's something like, when you worry, you have to face the problem twice. So if you are worried about meeting this new person for coffee, and you're so nervous about it, and you can't stop thinking about it, well, now you have to deal with that all the times that you're worrying, in addition to the actual nerve-wracking situation of going to the coffee. I think it's when you worry, you suffer twice. I think it's something like that. So let's say you applied for a job. You did everything you could. You turned in your application. Maybe you did the first interview, whatever, and now you're just sitting, waiting to hear. You are suffering twice. There's the actual event of opening that email or receiving that call or whatever that is nerve-wracking. And then there's all the times that you worried about it prior to that. So it's worrying twice takes up so much mental space. And in sobriety, something that I'm really passionate about and a positive that I talk about all the time is just the freedom that you have in your head. When you're not obsessing over alcohol constantly, it really frees up your mind. And so not worrying about forever and every future holiday and about Friendsgiving and about that dinner you have coming up, all these different worries that you might have in regard to sobriety, you're worrying about all those things. And then when you actually attend them, you have to face them as well. So you're suffering twice when you obsess about the future. I hope this is making sense. But basically what I'm saying is there's no point in obsessing over the future and thinking about all these future situations that alcohol might be involved. Because then you're going to think about them in preparation for them, and then the actual event is going to come, and you're going to have to face it then as well. You're making sobriety difficult twice, instead of just hyper-fixating on today. Today's the only thing that matters. There's no point in thinking about tomorrow, thinking about a year from now. just make it through today. And hopefully that will free up your mind a lot to think about things that actually matter in your life and think about new hobbies and things that you enjoy. Just like it helps you be present. It helps you experience life fully and just live. We don't need to obsess about the future. We're just staying sober today. That's our one commitment. And some days are going to be really easy and some days are going to be really hard. But the cool thing is, either way, there's the same amount of hours in a day. And you can make it through another day. I know that if you've been strong enough to commit to sobriety and quit drinking, I know that you are strong enough to make it through one more day. As if you can't make it through one more day. Like, imagine your life depended on it. And all you have to do is not drink today. That's your only commitment. I think you can do it. I have confidence in you that you can do it. I don't know if this is even the same, but sometimes when I'm in the gym, I'll be doing a plank, which is, in my opinion, the most boring exercise you could do. That's why I don't do yoga, because you're holding a position for a period of time. Ooh, exciting. Like, I find it so boring. Sorry if you like yoga. But when I'm doing a plank, it's totally mental. I could do a million more sit-ups and prefer doing that. But sometimes I do a plank to almost test myself mentally. And I tell myself, like, as if you can't stay in this plank for 30 seconds or for 1 minute of your life. Think about how many minutes are in the day. Think about how many minutes you waste scrolling on TikTok. This is what I tell myself. I say, I can't spend 1 minute holding this plank position. Come on. I know that I'm strong enough to do that. So do it. And with sobriety, I know that you are strong enough to stay sober for 1 day. Don't even think of it as 24 hours. There's a lot of hours in the day, which is a blessing and a curse in sobriety. But I know that you are strong enough to make it through the rest of the day sober. And if you're ever having a bad day, a difficult day in sobriety, feel free to come back to this episode and remind yourself that you can stay sober today. That's all you got to give. Just today. 1 day, easy peasy. So I hope that this mentality helps you wrap your mind around the idea of sobriety. And I hope it makes it easier to manage. We don't know about forever. Are you going to stay sober forever? Who knows, but I'm not drinking today. When people ask you that, are you really not going to ever drink again? I'm not sure. That's the plan. I'm going to do everything in my power to never drink again, but the only thing I'm thinking about is today. So that's all I can answer, is that I'm not going to be drinking today. And that just makes it so much easier, doesn't it? I think so. So if this helps me, I hope it helps you. If it doesn't, no worries. Take it or leave it. But regardless, thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the Scoop Troop community. We're so happy to have you here. And congrats on your sober journey. You got this. We're all in this together. You have a community here through the Sober Scoop. And sending love. Happy holidays. I'll have a Thanksgiving episode out on Thursday, so I will see you for that one. Bye.